Somehow my other video got stopped there, but okay. So we can already start to see numbers here, start to see the cost adding up. And real quick, I'll make it a little bit easier for you guys to see. B1 is the baker, one baker that's coming in at 4 to 1 p.m. B2 is the second baker that's coming in from 5 to 2 p.m., okay? So up here, I put baker and baker. This essentially would be baker 1 at 4, baker 2, and this would be register 1 employee coming in at 6 a.m. Those are all my slower days. I go ahead and just dictate that real quick. Each of my slower days, we're gonna assume is pretty much the same thing. And my busier day, Friday. So we need to do more donuts. Production's gonna be heavier and more customers are coming in to purchase those donuts. So I have that one baker coming in at 4 a.m., the second baker coming in at 5 a.m. Boom. One register employee, the first one coming in at 6 a.m., right? And then my second register employee coming in at 8 a.m. So that I have 4 employees on the floor by 8, ready to go and service the customers. Go ahead and put 2, 1, and 2. Realize this is just, I'm messy, but the concepts are there, right? I hope you guys are keeping up. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this one off to the side so we can get kind of an idea and add this all up. So we're still reverting back to this page, but I'm gonna go ahead just so that it's cleaner and you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna write out my 5 days of operation again. Just the 5 days of operation. 5 days that people are working in my establishment. Boom. Okay. Over here, we've pretty much got our math equation ready to go. We just have to add everything up, right? So, Tuesday, I have one baker coming in at 4 a.m. He is going to cost me $90. I've got my second baker coming in at 5 a.m. He's gonna cost me another $90. And then I've got my register 1 employee doing an 8-hour shift, costing me $68. So I can go ahead and add those 3 numbers up. $90 times 2 is 180 plus 68 is $248. I'm gonna write it big right here for you guys to see. Oh yeah, $248 for labor cost on a slow day. And realize, am I a baker? Am I in here running this operation? Or am I stepping back and allowing these people to do the labor for me? If so, where is my salary? Where is my pay? $90, $10 an hour, is that really going to feed my family? Not necessarily. So we're going to talk about that in a second. Real quick though, so you're starting to get an idea of how much it's going to cost. $248 on a slow day. And typically when I do these labor costs, I'll call that my slow day labor cost. So now I know my slow days are at about $250, right? So what other days are my slow days? Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right? So I can pretty much assume each one of those days is gonna cost me another $248. Boom. Now, Friday and Saturday is a little bit different, right? It's faster, it's a busier day, and I have got one more employee on the clock. That one more employee costs me $51, right? Registered 2 employee coming in at 8 a.m., leaving at 2 is gonna cost me another $50. So we're gonna round a little bit here. Since it was basically $250, another $50, we're gonna call it $300. So we're looking at $300 for our labor cost on busy days, okay? And you can start to see it add up real quick. Anybody just already jump ahead and add all those numbers up? Just Friday and Saturday alone, you're looking at $600, right? 2 slow days is $500. Which is already $1,100, right? Adding another $248, you're looking at roughly $1,348 to pay employees for 1 week of work for a donut shop. 1 week of work. If you're paying 2 employees minimum wage and 2 bakers $10 an hour, which is unfortunately not likely. Not a lot of bakers are going to spend their hard time to make the delicious, delicate donuts for $10 an hour. $15 an hour is starting to become standard. It's going to be hard to find professionals in this industry at $10 an hour, but this gives you a quick, good idea of what you're looking at. Remember what I said too. Are you baker number one? $10 an hour is not enough for you to support yourself, right? So you'd be changing that number to $20 an hour, $25 an hour, $30 an hour, however much you're dictating you need to make. Remember, you're the business owner. You make as much money as you dictate. Does that mean that you can't earn the profits from the business at the end of the year? Absolutely not. But you need to calculate that in to how much money you're paying yourself. You don't want to pay yourself too much money so that your business is losing money, but you have to pay yourself enough money so that you can also survive. If you are not baker number one or number two, and you're trying to have set employees run your operation, and you stand as a managerial position, ordering inventory while your other employees do the hard labor, which is totally fine. That's normal in this business. You can either set yourself a hourly wage, I apologize. Let's say $20 an hour for 8 hours a day. Now you're adding that $20 an hour for 8 hours a day to each day on top of that, right? Or a quick, easy way to do it is a salary breakdown. This is obviously for 1 week, right? Trying to hold the camera and do this at the same time. This is for 1 week, right? A lot of times in kitchens, we do monthly breakdowns. So, suggesting that you multiply this by 4, just with those employees alone, you're still looking at 5,000. I don't know what kind of 5 that is. It's really hard to write and hold a camera at the same time. $5,392 for 1 month in labor cost without you adding anything on top of that. Typically, a manager in a donut shop would be making a salary, let's say $3,000. Now you're adding $3,000 to this. So your labor cost is looking more like $8,000 for 1 month, right? These are the numbers that you need to start thinking about for your operation. How do you want to set up your business? How much are you paying employees? How much are you paying yourself? And what does your production cycle look like so that you can break down a simple labor cost like this? For this assignment, if you want to just write up a quick handwritten labor cost like this, that works just fine for me. As long as I see days of the week in there, a quick breakdown, and a total cost for 1 week and 1 month, I will be happy. Start to wrap your heads around this, guys, though. This is very important. And you should be able to look at a labor cost breakdown in the future if you're managing somebody else's kitchen and understand what they're talking about. This production summary is very important. Even if you don't own your own business and you start to manage somebody else's kitchen, you need to be able to schedule your employees in an efficient manner so that everything gets done timely and correctly. Production summaries are huge. I hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you guys soon.